A very good evening to everybody watching. Thank you for joining us tonight on the evening review. My name is Steven Jabela. Tonight on the platform we are joined by Benhard Kavau. He is board chairperson at the Student Union of Namibia, SUN or SUN. And they were in the headlines this morning about, since yesterday as a matter of fact, about issues related to the payment of student subsidies by NSFAF and related topics. Thank you very much, Benhard, for making time. This is a bit worrying. We thought free education, free varsity education or subsidized varsity education is now cruising nicely, but there seems to be problems. What are the problems at the moment?
Well, the problems at the moment is mostly, let's start with the bigger elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Is the payment of non-tuition fee, which is well known to the student. They call it as a refund.
Yeah.
This non-tuition fee, as we speak up to date, only 8% of continuing students have received their non-tuition fee. And all the first years, none have received non-tuition fee, which is very worrisome to us. You know, when these students are applying to NSFAF, they are indicating to the government that we are unable to pay our own living expenses. This non-tuition fees, it used to pay for accommodation, tax to go from home to the university, to buy computers, and any study materials. So in the absence of this non-tuition fee, students are in limbo. Not only that, another problem that we have is the students that have applied. As we speak now, some did not get their final contract award letters. Because that has brought now a bigger problem to them. As some institutions, they indicated earlier that they do not know what positions to take, whether to allow the expected student to be funded by NSFAF to sit for examination or not. But now, as a responsible union that's non-compromised, which stands for the right of the Namibian students, we took the bull by its own horn. We approached NSFAF, that was Wednesday last week, with a lengthy meeting with them. Of course, they wanted to run away, but we told them, you cannot run away from these issues. We will not sit while our students don't know how their future is and their future is in limbo. But we managed to meet the likes of Nathinge, Chris Muya, where we demanded that they must write a letter to the institution of higher learning to tell them what is going on.
Those are NSFAF officials?
Those are NSFAF official students now.
Okay.
But from our surprise, the NSFAF officials, they were saying, we are no longer a parastatal as before. By now, we could just have written this letter. So we need the blessing of the minister. So that Wednesday, they promised us the letter will be out before the end of the day. But unfortunately, we checked, it's 3 o'clock. The letter is not out yet because we're consistent in touch with universities.
The letter is supposed to say what? That money is coming, please allow students to write exams? So what is the nature of the content that you anticipate?
The letter, we only demanded for 4, if not 3 things. One, NSFAF to acknowledge that they've been sleeping on duty. They are not done processing the applications. So either ways, there's no need for university to block students because some will be awarded the contracts. So just give them, then later when they have their contracts, then NSFAF can pay. 2, to communicate to the institutions to say, we've given you advance payment and we had this 20%. So at least you have cash flow. You must be able to navigate through while you're waiting for money. 3, we wanted them also to communicate to the students, when are they going to pay? Because it's not nice to keep people just quiet and the landlords are asking the student. 4, the definite dates. When will you pay? Because we don't want to lie to our members, we don't want to lie to our students. Fortunately, as we speak, we also want to thank the Deputy Minister, Honorable Coach Balotti. We met him at 4:55, 5 minutes to 5 o'clock. That was Wednesday. We managed to hold a meeting with him until 8 o'clock, where he reassured that letters will be written. Remember, Thursday was a public holiday. To some people who are office-based, who only go to work because of a computer, they already ran away from their offices. And we knew already, if it was up to us, Thursday, while it was a public holiday, they're supposed to write that letter already. But nevertheless, as for his promise, the letter was written. Friday, we picked it up. The letter is dated 29, and it was sent to all institutions of higher learning. That's how responsible we've been. and we engage majority of the institution. They promised to us, since examination started on Monday, we started now to see which institution is still refusing students not to sit for examination. Then unfortunately, or fortunately to us, some parent called us, some student called us that we are here at Velvicha University. They are still barring us from writing exam because NSFAF did not communicate anything. So in that right context, the militant president, more radical youth, Shikesho Natangwe, went publicly to condemn such behavior, where he mentioned an institution like Velvicha. But after that, we are fortunate, and it's on record, that the statement changed. They started communicating to the public, and we saw that they've allowed students. We do not stop only that. We started to visit institutions on Monday. We were there at Velvicha. We have messages from students saying, thank you, student Union of Namibia. Without you, we could not sit for this examination. So we remain unapologetic. It's even fine for us to be attacked because of students. So we were there at Velvicha. We went to Transfer, students are writing exam. We went to IUM, the students are writing exam. Even public institution, we are not receiving any problem related to that. But we are very clear. If there's any institution that is blocking students from writing exam due to NSFAF process which is not completed, we will definitely deal with them. We will deal with them physically. We will lock down their gates so that their operation just stop. So we remain on our way, regardless. Whether it's Kesho have said it, whether it's me, whether it's a grade 1 member of the Student Union of Namibia, the call is the same.
Absolutely. The students who are affected are which ones? Because I find this whole thing very complex. Maybe it's because I have not been to school in a long time now. So you have continuing students.
Yes.
You have first-year students. Those that were barred from, that are affected by these delays of NSFAF, is it all of them, or is it a particular group between the two that I mentioned?
Inclusively, all of them. Just to take you through, this year, 51,000 applicants first year have applied to NSFAF. Then we have 50,000 legacy students. These are continuing students. Now, when you combine this number, we are talking about more than 100,000 students. And why does it affect all of them? NSFAF did not communicate to institution of higher learning then. Then normally, under normal procedure, when NSFAF was a parastatal, a letter could have been sent in advance without causing any panic. Now, even institution didn't know what to do with the continuing student because there's no communication. Even worse, now the first intake, they don't have a contract yet. Some don't even have acknowledgement letter because the application for NSFAF was extended. And in fact, it's the schedule of them who demanded open the application with our brothers and sisters at the villages where we have this weak network. I think you know now telecom is terrible. So students wanted to apply, but they could not because of such type of predicament. So once we have now all these applications are not done, it's to finish on the 11th. So what did we propose? Just allow everyone continuing and the new intake. And for the continuing students, we were saying as institution, you have received the 20% from government. So there's no reason for you to bear them from examination. But what they demanded was just a letter. But since that letter has been written, it covered everybody, both the continuing and the prospected, all first years. In fact, to some institutions, even the private funded students, they are also sitting for examination due to the fact that they are hiding under this letter which NSFAF have written.
Is there any difference in how students at public universities and those privately owned are being treated? Did you notice any difference in how they are being treated, or do you just have, or is it a situation of public universities, they are owned by government, NSFAF is government, there's more trust between those two, but with private universities maybe there's a bit of mistrust? How is the situation there?
The situation internally, we could not say the students are being treated differently. The challenges are the same. For instance, if you look at UNAM, HEMONA accommodation need to be paid. So where does the money come from? It comes from the non-tuition fee. So HEMONA indirectly, there's that communication with the student. When is the money coming? And indirectly with the people that we can't mention their names now, they are also worried at public institutions, both NAST and UNAM, they are saying the quality of our education is depleting. We need money. We have to pay for water, electricity, and all these bills. Where does the money come from? From the tuition fees. And if you look at the headline today, Honorable Sankwasa, a responsible minister, is going to cut the agency or ministry that did not pay the bills. In the same line, if UNAM and NAS did not pay their water bills and electricity, they might cut. But for us, for the student where the university is, let's hope they are not part of this. We are requesting the same application, the same letter that was written to institution. So it could also apply to the Minister of Urban and Rural Development. We don't want water and electricity to be cut while the students are writing examination. Education is very, very important. And the most important thing, there's no difference again. The students who are going to NAST, they are also coming from Okahanja Park. They need to pay tax. It's the same tax. The students who are at UNAM, they are also coming from Goreangab. The students at IUM, these students stay at the same places. So for us as the Student Union of Namibia, when we look at a Namibian student, we don't even look at them whether they are from public or private. It's just a Namibian student. Their problems are the same. We know there's some public institutions, they threaten sometimes, will block your result if NSFAF did not pay. Psychological traumas are the equivalent, whether private or public. So the right thing to do is government must pay. Not only paying late, but paying on time.
Absolutely. We go for a very short break and return with Benhard Kavau. We are still talking to Benhard Kavau. He is president, or rather chairperson, board chairperson of the Student Union of Namibia, SUN. Yesterday we saw there was a meeting at NSFAF, and we saw NANSO, another student organization, saying that they walked out of that meeting and they left you and NASA, the other student organization, inside there. And NANSO said, we are not sellouts. As if to say, those of you who stayed in the meeting were sellouts. What was the nature of the meeting?
Well, firstly, just to start with the word sellout, I think our sisters in NANSO, they don't even understand the word what sellout is. If you look at the definition of sellout historically, sellout themselves, they identify themselves. So first we must ask ourselves, how did this meeting come on board? It was the result of the Student Union of Namibia holding a minister until 8 o'clock. Why was this meeting necessary? We said it's high time that maybe student organization work together when there's common interest, because at this moment we are all representing students. It was simple to give a platform to NSFAF, show us how much did you pay per institution. They did that. Show us how many students have applied so far, the new intake. They did that. Show us how many legacy students you have. They did that. Then we said, fine, we hear you. Now the students are writing exam. Give us an assurance. When are you going to pay the money? Then they indicated to us, gentlemen, 4,000 out of the 37,000 invoices that are sent, only 4,000 that are processed. So these 4,000, if you want, we can pay them this coming Friday. But to us as a responsible union, we said, we want more students to be paid, not only 4,000. So let's put a plan in place. Then we asked them, look, you must stop sleeping on duty, stop sitting on your computer like you are doing the work while you are not. We want more students to be paid. Let's have a blueprint. How are you going to pay the student? Then fortunately we agreed, and we stand by the words. They'll be paying students every Friday. That means next week Friday, students will get their non-tuition fee. And if the process, and we are not just stopping there, if the process is faster, most students are processed, some might get Wednesday. But what we are sure of, next week Friday, most students will be paid. And what we have said, well, look, we remain unapologetic. If you don't pay the students next week Friday, no staff member from NSFAF will enter this building. We'll lock this gate. If we have to be arrested, it's fine, we'll be arrested. And us as a union, we will not disturb our students instead of writing examination, they have to go wherever they are going, while then if they postpone the examination, it's also a problem. Some institutions do not even postpone the examination. It's better for us as a union, we do the work for them. That is why they put us in power. But nevertheless, for the first time in history, we saw that different student unions were on the table. But we also asked, now, as a union student bodies, like for me as the board chairperson, the first question I asked, what were you doing all this time? Why are you waiting on the 11th hour, then we have these negotiations? That means all of us slept on duty. We believed on the hearsay word. Now we don't have to blame people. It's us who came on the 11th hour. But we wish them well. Anything which is good for the student, we stand with them. But for now, we are just saying, our members, sit for examination, pass, not just sit for examination. Your money is coming next week. But we wish them well. We are even saying, if we don't know if they even know what demonstration is. There are processes that you need to apply.
Yeah.
We are also asking the police, just allow them, give them the papers if they have to demonstrate. It has been a long time those type of organization has been in the street. Let them feel the pressure. It's a good thing. Give them permission, let them go there with their wigs so that they go and demonstrate. Yeah. But we are together, we support them. Absolutely. From far.
Absolutely. In those meetings, what has been NSFAF's justification for not having done this? Is it a question of being understaffed, that they cannot process these things on time? Is it that money from Treasury was not reaching them for further disbursement to universities? What are they saying as far as the delays are concerned? What is the cause?
The first cause is NSFAF, it's understaffed. Competent staffs have left NSFAF since it has been reintegrated. The few that are there, because they have nowhere to go and they are not happy. So it's one of the reasons why we are not moving forward. Some of them are sleeping on duty deliberately to hate the government. It's a silent strike to say we are not happy you brought us here. They are not doing their work. So for us as a responsible union, we are saying, don't sabotage the call of the president of free education or tuition subsidized. Just do your work. If you are not happy, go home. There are a lot of youth that are unemployed that can come on board. Yeah. Secondly, they said they are understaffed, which we agree with them. Look, yesteryears the application could be 30,000, but now it's 51,000, and the number might increase. And when you look at how many staffs NSFAF have, you divide it by 100,000, so you could see it's a lot of work. Now we spoke to the deputy minister, because the minister was at the genocide Remembrance Day. She was the guest speaker. We agreed there that they will offer at least 15 tents to assist with this limited number of staffs. And if that is done, I think there will be no excuse of saying because of lack of human capital resource. Secondly, we also have seen that some institutions, they did not send the invoices. No. We don't know what are they doing there. You know very well, for your tuition to be paid, you need to send the invoice. You need to send these invoices so that student non-tuition fee can be paid. We don't know why people are doing it. I think to us, we said they are doing it deliberately to sabotage the president's wish for us to, we are feeling what free education is. But because of these bureaucratic problems, they are not working. Now,
but just on that one, Benhard, when you say the universities are not invoicing NSFAF, you said earlier also that some students are not even confirmed yet as recipients by NSFAF itself. I have students sitting in my class, but I don't know whether they will be receiving that because it's not formal confirmation yet of that support. How do I invoice in NSFAF when these students have not received that proof that they are now members?
Okay. There are continuing students who are around 50,000. Yeah. So there's no problem. You have registered them, send the invoices. What are you waiting for? Yeah.
For those that have been
already approved
in the system. Yeah.
And out of the 51,000 that have applied so far, 31,000 have signed the contract. Those are first year. Why are you still not sending their invoices then? Yeah. So that's where we have a problem. Where we are saying, I think this is a direct sabotage. We need a review to check why are these people not sending the invoices. So, but however, for the students, those who are to be NSFAF beneficiary, government committed a 20% deposit. So what are you telling me? There's already commitment from government.
Yeah.
Just allow the students. So there's no excuse to base student from examination or so. So everything is there. It's clear. Let's stop sabotaging each other.
Yeah, and when you spoke about, you said there are 51,000 new applications.
Yes.
And 30,000 of those have been acknowledged, have been
contract. They've signed their
yeah.
contract.
What happens to the other ones? What is, will they receive? Are they on their own? And some of them are your members. That 21,000 or whatever.
Yeah, they are at different stages. Some are being revalidated. It's either they've submitted wrong documentation,
Yeah.
either it's a missing ID. Those are some of the things. So the appeal, the process of revalidation is ongoing.
Okay.
Responses will be given to them. But to us as a union, as long as a student have meet the requirement of NSFAF, we are in free education era. No student must be rejected. So they must not worry, unless institutions are telling us they've taken students with lower points compared to the requirement of NSFAF. But as long as they've met the requirement, government will fund for them. No worries, they will receive their contracts.
Yeah. Let's spend the last 2 minutes or so speaking about the concept itself of subsidized education. It's a new concept. Everybody seems to be generally very happy with that intervention by the president. But it came with challenges. What must happen to really straighten out everything, to make sure that noble initiative of the president goes the way it is intended to be? Because now the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is up to. Universities are stressing, they are panicking, they don't know. That's why they're even preventing students from writing exams, because there just seems to be a lot of mistrust and everything. What must happen really to bring everybody on the same wavelength?
I think we should do things on time. Previous years, the application for NSFAF started November, October, but this year it was in January, February. That has created a backlog. We have spoken to NSFAF. This year, application must start earlier. And two, there must be a proper formula as to how institutions will be funded. There's still a room for us to discuss, because as we speak, we do not have a universal registration fee.
Yeah.
Now we're even asking ourselves, you have given an advance 20%. Let's say you've given this university 60 million. Now when you go and verify, they've registered few students where the amount cannot reach 60 million. What happens then? Then we say then they need to refund that money. But the question is, what if they've utilized that money? And another question is, what if you've underpaid them? Yeah. Because at this stage, all of us, we don't know how many students will come. But the fortunate part for any responsible union, we are happy. Access to education is achieved. That's why the number of applicants have increased. So more dialogue, not just dialogues just to sit there without any resolutions.
Yeah.
And also, we want to see in the future that the moment a university opens, students must get their non-tuition fee that month. So the budget of the ministry that runs education, it needs to change. It doesn't have to wait to the cycle of government. Let them take even a 2 billion, invest it or put it in a bank, it make interest, so that for that period of January, February, March, we can utilize the interest to pay the non-tuition fee for the students.
Yeah.
That way, I think everyone will be happy. Students are not happy because NFAF staff, they get their salary every month. The ministry staffs of education, they get their salary every month. But the students' non-tuition fee, which they're supposed to get monthly, they only get it in April, May, June. So that is what we need to break.
Yeah.
And we are ready to do that. We remain unapologetic. We stand for our students. We remain uncompromised.
Yeah. The $24,300, well, which a university said for them, that is what has been allocated to every student. Meaning, if the student is the cost costs 30,000, in theory they must top up the remaining amount of money. But that is not my question. My question is this a flat fee for all universities, or it varies from university to university?
No, it varies from qualification to qualification. Speaking under correction, if it's a TVET qualification, the cap or the price ceiling is 16,000.
Okay.
This is a honors degree, which is at 24,000. We thought it was at 26,000. But such things, it brings joy to us. To check, probably NSFAF is paying some institution more, while others less. Engineering, they are different. For example, at UNAM, engineering per annum, it can be 60,000. So it's not 24 that applies. It's depending on qualification to qualification. Now, the question is, here is where we blame National Council of Higher Education. They did not set a bar. What we are proposing is, let's have a price floor and a price ceiling. Because now, how did the government base their payment now? If students still have to top up, are we achieving the theory of free tuition? Then we are not. So when we have this type of things, we need to go back to the drawing board. NCHE, National Council of Higher Education, must be able to regulate the fees. They must now tell us, we will have engagement with them, to say, are these institutions charging unreasonable prices or are they charging less? However, we are in a free market economy. Some institutions, their registration fees are minimum to attract. Some institutions, their registration fee are higher just to have a minimum number. I think that's a discussion of the day. NCHE must respond. Who regulate the prices as to how much an institution can charge, or is it just open in the blanket? If it's open in the blanket, then we have problems like those ones.
Absolutely. Benhard, thank you for coming, man.
Thank you very much. We wish our students good luck in examination. They must pass. Money is coming, colleagues. But for those who are demonstrating, we wish them well. We'll support them.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for having us.
No, wonderful.
Thank you.
That is Benhard Kavau. He is board chairperson at the Student Union of Namibia, speaking to us about issues that are being experienced by their members and all other students across the country as a result of financing trickling down from government. Thank you for watching.